What's going on, Project and Portfolio One? This is Professor Dilts, and I'm here to do a quick lecture over the Who I Am as a Filmmaker project script. Today, we're going to just be showing you guys how to do your one-page script. This is just a starting point. Just remember that this is not the actual full-length script. We're just working on the first page just to get you guys started and get the ball rolling so you'll know where you want to go with it as you continue. So as you see right here, I have the PDF file. We've got the title page here. You go down, you have your address section. We're going to go over all of this today. Also, you'll see the script here saved as a PDF file, and it's one page, and you have one title page. All right. So first things first, we're going to open up Final Draft. Here's the actual script. We're going to go up. Let's close that down. We're going to go up and open up a new document. All right, in Final Draft. All right. So with me, sometimes I like to, so many cool things you can do in Final Draft, but I like to make sure the page is where I want it to be, just to give me enough room to work without too many distractions, of course, in the background. So I like to, enlarge the page and make sure it fills the screen. And you can easily do that right here in the left corner. As you see, you have different versions. If I'm on the desktop, sometimes I like it to be even extra wider. You can also go up. Let me make sure I can do this here and go to View, and you can enter full screen mode. All right, that's like the coolest feature. This is Final Draft 9. Of course, Final Draft 10 is out. I haven't made the transition over just yet because it was like I was just getting used to 9. So, and of course, you guys don't have 10 just yet either. So of course, we're going to work in 9 for today. All right, so first things first, we have that. I'm comfortable, I'm happy, I'm situated. So, you know what I'm saying? First things first, we can just start typing right into one page. So for me, interior, studio, day. All right. Okay, so first thing this is what we call a slug line. You want to kind of give some information about the location. Okay, is it an interior? Is it inside? Is it an exterior? Is it outside? Where is the location? Is it a studio? Is it a restaurant? Is it a school? Is it a church? And then you want to give the time of day. Is it daytime or is it night? Okay, so for my particular thing, of course, it's interior, it's a studio, and it's during the day. All right. I'll just give you an example too. Let's say if it was outside, you'll say exterior. Let's say if it was a church, you'll say church. Notice the spacing too. All right, spacing is very important. Let's say if it was night. Okay, so now I'm giving you a little more, a totally different information. We're making it outside, we're making it at a church, and it's at night. You can even go a step further and say, let's say we say studio, let's say it's another place in the studio, bathroom, right? Okay, so this is just a great way to just showcase how you're going to kind of set up that scene for your script. Okay, so now that we got that situated, and hope you guys understand, please feel free to let me know if you don't understand. But I want you guys to definitely pay close attention to the spacing here. You see you have your dot there, your period, and then you have a little space, location, space between the dash there, and then the day. All right. So after you tell us a little bit about the scene, let's see what's going on here. And this is pretty much where you can go and select what type of dialogue, or what, if it's general. Of course, you have scene heading. Scene heading is pretty much what we're talking about there, the slug line. You have action, which we're about to go into now. You have character. This is the character right before you give them the dialogue. This is kind of like a little parentheses if you're, if you have action within the dialogue that you would use. Of course, you have your dialogue button right there, which you just pretty much, like I said, you give it dialogue. You have your transitions, that's in between scenes, how you transition to the next scene. And then you have shot types, and this was new for 9 because I don't remember it in the old versions, but pretty much are allowed to, I guess, put in some shot notes, if you're also directing the script or whatnot, or the film. And then you have your cast list, same thing. This is new. You can pretty much use this to come up with your cast list. Okay. All right. So we're at scene heading. All right. And now I'm gonna go to action. All right. So starting this out, when you first introduce a character, you always put that character name in all caps. Okay. So Ronald is in all caps. It's the first time we introduce Ronald. We also want to tell your readers a little bit about the character. So Ronald's a filmmaker. He's in his 30s. All right. He sits in front of the camera. All right. Giving an interview. Okay. So as you see, we have a little bit about the character. Okay, his name is, of course, he's a filmmaker. He's in his 30s. What is he doing? He's sitting in front of the camera. All right, and a little bit about the interview. All right, we don't need this right at the moment. All right, so cool. So once you do that, what do you guys think is next? We're gonna put it on character. All right, and you see how easy that is? You hit enter button. That's a quick way to do it, and you're able to select, or you can always come down here and figure out, select where you want to go. But this is, of course, the best way. So you hit that. All right, once you get the character name there, you hit that. It automatically, as you see, go to dialogue. All right, because we're about to give this character some dialogue. So then you do that. Yep, little error there, sorry. I remember it like it was yesterday. Okay, oh, period. I was studying engineering. Okay, at the University of Florida. And I was told I had to change my major because my GPA was too low. Oh, I put GPS in full cell mode. But yes, it was actually GPA there. All right. So once you get that down, of course, you're proofreading to make sure this makes sense to you. Trust me, I know I've written so many scripts and have to go back, and even sometimes I don't catch it. So I always have someone else, a couple people read it, a couple of my crew, a lot of people that work with me. I get it in the hands of my assistant director. I get it in my DP hands, who also help me produce most of the time. I get it in my UPM, hands. So it's really great to get your script in some hands of people you trust, when it comes to getting these scripts situated. So I remember it like it was yesterday. I was studying engineering at the University of Florida, and I was told I had to change my major because my GPA was too low. All right, so now that we have the action there, all right, we're going to go to the next scene. All right, so now next scene, remember scene heading. All right, and then we're going to give you another scene. All right, advisors. Make sure I'm spelling this stuff right here. Office day. Okay. All right, and then next line will be action. It automatically goes to action after you do your slug line, your scene heading. It automatically goes to the action line once you hit enter, because that's pretty much the next thing that comes up. So as you see, Final Draft has a way that it allows you to just worry less about formatting and worry more about getting the story told, telling the story that you want to tell. So I think the less you have to worry about formatting, the easier it is for you to tell that story and get it out on paper. So I think that's pretty awesome that Final Draft does that. All right, and as you see, it does have my grammatical errors coming up. All right, make sure I have it all good. Okay, Ronald sits across from Diane. Notice Diane, remember, we're introducing a new character in all caps, a visual arts advisor, okay, comma there, in her 40s. All right, okay, so sweet. Next, we're going to do another action line here. Diane is talking to Ronald about his GPA. Okay, I keep doing that GPS. Here we go. And now I'm going to show you guys something different this time. So we're going to go to the dialogue section of the character, but now I'm going to put VO because my character, I'm actually going to have him, you hear his voice, but you don't see him in this situation talking. He's, it's pretty much his voiceover because we're going back to kind of showcase him still kind of considering he's still in front of the camera giving that interview. So the VO stands for voiceover. All right. As you see here, you have a couple different types that you can use. OS stands for off screen. OC stands for off camera. All right. This is continued dialogue from that character. All right. I usually take those off because they kind of annoy me a little bit, but some people use them. And then you have subtitle. Okay. There as well. So for this particular one, we're just going to use voiceover. All right, so Ronald's voiceover. I was torn, but I wasn't happy. In that department. See, I'm finding some errors in my example here. So it's good to proofread your stuff. We all make mistakes. So the less mistakes you make, of course, the better it is. So you got to take this as if it's a paper, and you're turning it in. Imagine a producer reading your work and they're finding all these grammatical errors. They're not going to necessarily want to work with you. So make sure you, proofread your stuff, make sure it's appropriate, make sure it represents you very well, because that will give you a better chance, of course, getting that script sold or even getting that script into production if it's if you're just trying to get it produced or get funds for it. So make sure you pay close attention to that. All right. I was torn, but I wasn't happy in that department. Okay. So that's what it is. And then we'll go back to an action. Ronald drops his head. All right. Cool. We're moving on. All right. So next up, we have another scene. Interior theater. All right. Studio. And this is a day shot. Okay. All right. Ronald sits in class with other theater. Let's try to speed up here. Let me get through this. Theater students. All right. So now we have another voiceover. Let's go back there. All right. A couple weeks later, I was a theater major. All right, cool. I felt like a load was lifted off of my shoulders. I found another error in my script here. All right, as I told you, the more you read over your script, the more stuff you start to find out. You're like, man, how did I miss that? So a couple weeks later, I was a theater major. I felt like a load was lifted off of my shoulders. Okay. All right, that's another voiceover, okay, from our character, Ronald. All right, then we're going to give a little more action here. Ronald smiles as he looks, okay, around, there we go, around the room. All right, sweetness. All right, we're almost coming to one page here, so we'll be done here shortly. So we have another scene. We're going to go back to the studio where Ronald was talking to the camera in this shot here, in this scene, excuse me. Ronald continues to tell his story in front of the camera. Okay, space there, character, see, quick how easy that was. Boom, Ronald. And this is another thing that's cool, like when you, Final Draft remembers the character I use. So they show me when as I'm typing Ronald, if it matches what one of the characters I've used, they're going to show me, um, you know, that character name is going to pop up in the Smart Type window. And so I can just hit enter once I see it, and boom, and it's right there. So that's what's cool about Final Draft. Just a minute ago, a second ago, you just saw the save, auto save came up on the screen. You want to make sure you save your work. Because imagine we typing all this stuff up, and then your computer for some reason goes off. And I mean, I'm sure we all have had that experience. We've had a project we was working on or paper, and the computer just shuts off and we forgot to save and we have to start over. It's the worst feeling. So make sure you're saving this project. I don't necessarily have to save it on this round, but I will show you guys that too once we wrap up here. So, all right, so we're finishing up here. This last scene, Ronald, my journey, he's talking to the camera here, started in theater, but I still wanted more. So I began producing my own stage plays. Okay. All right. Boom. And we have one more shot we're going to give just to fill our page. Look at there. See? Smart Type, theater. But this time we're not in the theater studio. We're going to be in the stage this time. So we're going to actually be on stage, and it's going to be a night shot. There we go. And Ronald, oops, not all caps, we already introduced him. Ronald directs a couple of actors on stage. Awesome. Okay, so now you see we've completed one page. You notice it automatically go into the page 2. We don't need the page 2 for this particular assignment. So yeah, so there we go. We have one page script here. All right, so now I'm going to come out. Oopsie daisy, sorry about that. I'm going to come out of the wide screen here, full screen. Let me see, view. I'm going to exit full screen here just so I can show you guys the next couple steps. All right, and that brings us right back out to where we need to be. All right, and so now I'll show you guys the title page. So you'll go under document here, and you see title page, and this wonderful page come up here, so you can create your title page. All right, and so with me, I have a certain way of how I was taught. When I came through the film department at Full Sail, and I had some wonderful course directors during that time, so that kind of stuck with me. This is kind of the example they give right here, but I kind of made it my own. And so depending on who you're sending your script to, they may be extra picky about that. So make sure you research that, or, as long as it gives the information they need, you know what I'm saying, I think you should be fine. So first things first, you're going to name this project. It is who I am as a filmmaker. All right. Sweetness. All right. I like to move the written by up a little bit. And then you're going to name who is the writer. You should be the writer, right? So notice that the title is in all caps. I like that. And then everything else, you can kind of just work around that. All right. So you have your name there based on, it's not based on any story. We don't necessarily need that, but you are going to say what course it is. Project and portfolio. portfolio 1. All right, and you're going to list your teacher, your professor, which is me, on this. All right, you can pretty much, I want you to put the full name of your professor. All right, and then you put the date, which today is, all right, November 16th. Right. All right, so this is what I want on your title page. And then I also want you to come down here. Now this is usually, you see how it came up as we were writing and moving around in the space, but I like it to at least be at the bottom left corner, all the way at the bottom, like the last line. So put your address here. I just use full cell address. The purpose for this is how you would do an actual script when you are pitching it to a company or even trying to sell the script. This is what is required. You know, you want to make sure you have the proper way for them to contact you. And so you want to make sure you have that information in there, as well as, you know, you can have your address in case they just want to send you a letter. Okay. See, we have that going on there. All right. Now we're going to bring that up so we can put our number here. All right. And I just put, of course, the full cell number here, the address and stuff. All right. And so you're going to put your number here. 310. All right. So there you go. All right. Quick save, you can use Command S to save. All right, and remember, you guys are saving it the way you've been saving it. So this would be your last name, your first name. All right, and then we would say, I would probably just say, I don't know what I want you guys to save this at just yet. Who I am, maybe. Who I am script. So something like that. Okay. I'll probably have you guys do it, or I may just shorten it and just say, well, we can keep who I am script. Okay. And then you hit save. All right. Once you do that, your title page automatically saves as well. So you should have that. Now I'm going to show you guys the next big step, and we're pretty much wrapping up. You're going to export this as a PDF file. So you hit, so I did that. You go to File, Save as PDF, bring that up, boom, on the desktop. Make sure you save it so you can find it real quick, and then you save it. All right. So let's see. And we're going to pull it up just so you guys can see this really quick. All right. Here we go. All right. So there we go. This is the script we just worked on. And you see how beautiful that is, how it all came together. You have your title page. You have your, you know, the script that we just created together, and that makes it easy to read. So thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed this process. It's a fun process once you get it down, especially if you're interested in being a writer. So make sure you let me know if you have questions or concerns, and we can dig deeper. Check out some of the examples that I've posted. I'm going to post this example as well. This example is posted, will be posted in assignments, as well as a link that you can go to read some more scripts. Okay. All right. So start working on your one page, get it situated, and let me know if you have questions, concerns. Thank you guys.